Well, chat, after all of that, it's time to find out who did better in the draft. First and foremost, though, we got to find out who our all-stars were this year. It's easier for me to look from here. Shout out to Mountain Oyster, the starting left fielder. On the AL side, Jordan Walker made the all-star game for me as a starter. Okay. Wow, Rusty T. Shackelford in his rookie year might make it as well. We'll see who the final lists happen to be after the game. So let's see. Ryan Rollison makes the all-star game for you guys. Only behind Chase Petty and Kenny Branham. In the bullpen, Rusty T. Shackelford. No surprise, Yoel Quintero as a rookie made it. Jesus Christ, that pick for the Diamondbacks. Did you have anybody else? Nolan Shanana. See, Brett Beatty also makes the all-star game as the backup third baseman behind Henderson. Former Rocky, Adele Amador is there. Robert Bolich and Manny Mario. Bolich ended up being the same, former second overall pick. Mountain Oyster in left field. Didn't have the home run derby appearance he would have wanted. But hell of a player. In center field, Max Clark, also an all-star for the Rockies. Let's be honest, you guys got the home bias this year. Big time. In the American League side, I didn't have any starters. Did I have any relievers? No pitchers for me. That's not great. I did not get the bias. Oh boy, who the hell made the all-star game for me? Just Jordan Walker from the looks of it. Eloy Jimenez made it as well. Shout out to Jordan. All right, 2 all-stars for me. Nothing too crazy. Certainly not. That's all right. The Guardians offer you a trade. Center fielder Sammy Castaneda. It's not a depth pick that you need at all from a Mac. He's a PC, so not the trade to take. So in terms of the picks, let's try to get them signed up for chat here. We'll start off with Armas, Gonzalez, and Rahav. Armas looking for, let's see that fair value there. And Joaquim Armas has signed. Alex Gonzalez has also signed. Rahav needs a little bit of work. Giuseppe Parra, high risk, high reward, has signed. Off to a very good start. Trent Segura is the first man to decline. 4th round pick Edgar Moreno has signed. 5th rounder Leo Garcia and then Monte Norton. So you can take out Segura. Whoops, and then put in the other 2 because it's going to be a long shot to get those guys if you even want to get them. I mean, again, Norton, you need some value there. All right, let's see. For myself, Domingo Fernandez as a closer accepts. Kirby Morey. I didn't plan on going this heavily on closers in this draft, but it worked out well. Torrey Bundy, born on a Monday, has accepted. 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. Orlando Batista declines. What was the other guy looking like? Yeah, we can go for Reyes. Reyes accepts. All right, so I'm down to 3. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. See, the next day, next couple of days, Mr. Batista accepts. So I'm down to 2. For chat, let's see. Dave Rahav can't offer him a deal yet. So nothing chat can do. For this week, actually, it makes sense to move Rahav to the bronze spot. You don't need to work on him as much as the other 2. Rahav still not there yet. Bill Ullman has accepted. Jackson Ojeda declined the max offer I could give him. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Ojeda, would you like to accept now? There we go. All right, so all of my picks are signed. This is chat that we're waiting for. Dave Rahav declines that initial offer. So I got over a week to work that out. You guys get a trade offer from the Braves, Carlos Roca, for a tall start at shortstop. Not worth it. You don't really need Roca as a depth option. He's down in AAA. He's not exactly destroying worlds either. You forgot the other guy. I did not forget the other guy. There's no other guy to forget. I mean, you can send an offer to Rahav. Oh, there you go. He was going to accept that next week anyway. Oh, that's right. Trent Segura's there. There you go. Well, we had to wait for Rahav's offer to get up high enough anyway to get him, so. You rushed the process, my man. You rushed the process. Offer from the Twins. I already know you're going to say no to that, so we won't even bother. Again, we'll see if Segura is willing to accept. Still no. Again, all my draft picks were signed. So nothing else to do there. I got a trade off from the Braves. Corey Lee for second baseman Vidal Brujan. It'd be nice to actually get something for Corey Lee, who has been a depth option for me for a long time. He is on a decent contract. How has Sammy Rodriguez done as the backup? He's barely gotten any at-bats. He's done well when he's played. Has Vidal Brujan done well? He's a good utility option. He's been okay. I mean, it gets rid of Lee. I'm probably letting go of Salas at the end of the year unless he's improved. Yeah, I mean, he's been all right, but he's not worth $25 million at the plate. He's just not. Caro signed through next year. Altman could be the backup catcher. Or I keep Corey Lee. Honestly, I'm going to keep Corey Lee. I feel like that's a decent way to go. You guys get a trade off from the Mariners, Christian Pache. You don't need him. I was going to say, have you changed your mind? Someone who's been offered to both of us. Let's see. Mr. Segura declines again. That guy's being a dick. Sheesh. You guys get a trade offer from the Nats. Zach McKinstry, the veteran outfielder for Waluigi, who's up to a 68 at 25 years old. To be honest, you might as well keep Waluigi. I mean, McKinstry's done well when he's played this year, but he's in decline. He'll be AAA for you guys. You might as well just keep trying to build up Waluigi and at least have that contract control. So, I get a trade offer from the Dodgers. Shortstop Trey Sweeney for Corey Lee. I obviously have now a bit of a logjam at shortstop, so for that reason, I'm going to say no. I also don't feel like it's going to help out the Dodgers that much, so. Will Segura finally accept? Yes. Will Leo Garcia accept? No. So it's going to come down to the final day for both Garcia and Norton, but it wouldn't be a major loss for either. Mickey Moniak in right for a depth first baseman. Moniak's not been good at the plate. You might as well keep, I mean, Hunter Goodman's been your backup first baseman. You might as well keep him, right? I mean, again, you don't really need the depth there. You got Jordan Beck, former Bat Boy, although Bat Boy broke his ankle. You're fine. Trade deadline day. I get an offer from the Twins. Shortstop Nick Allen, who is currently on waivers, so that's not a good sign. He's played well for Javi Chavez. I'm going to say no to that. All right, deadline day to sign picks. You guys are down to two, both Garcia and Norton. Let's see. 75%. Norton signs Will Garcia. So Leo Garcia declined to sign with you guys, despite best efforts. So I think that's one of the first players ever to not sign with you guys. It's been very few and far between. I'm not even going to dunk on you, Chad. I feel bad. Joaquin Armas, your first round pick, who looked like he could have been an absolute home run. It was total boom or bust. And it's a bit of a bust. Can we have the Danhausen? You can have Stop the Pain. Hold on. Where is that? Ah, there's the Danhausen. It's up there. Hold on. Let's, there you go. Let's get that reorganized. There you go, chat. That fits the description pretty well. He's not terrible, as in he should eventually make the majors, but he's not going to be a superstar. That's rough. Alex Gonzalez, solid. 58 at 18, B potential. That's a solid player. Dave Rahav is about what was expected. He's going to be a future major league caliber option. He's not going to be a future ace or anything, but he's solid. Para, you knew he was an A. The question was the overall. It was the high end. 61 at 21, A potential. That's a good pick. He was worth the risk. There was a chance he was going to be like a 52. So that worked out really well for Para. Trent Segura, tremendous utility man if he makes it. He's younger. Again, not horrible, not a home run. Edgar Moreno, not horrible, not a home run. He's young at least. Monte Norton, exactly as advertised. Very good starting overall. Doesn't have the best potential. He's a major leaguer. So the best way to sum up that draft for you guys, and again, Leo Garcia didn't sign, you got some really solid options. You didn't get any like crazy home runs, but you did get some solid options in that draft, some good depth. It's okay. Shout out to Sam Besser with the pull. Goddamn. For my White Sox, Domingo Fernandez, the closer. 76 overall, 22 years old, B potential. Swing to the working man. I'll drink to that. Kirby Morey behind him. Disappointing. He's all right. He'll be a bullpen option, but he's not nearly as good as advertised. So I also got jebaited by a couple of people. Fernandez solid. Morey's okay. Torrey Bundy, born on a Monday. He's okay. I wasn't too confident in that pick, and I should have trusted my gut. Ojeda, not bad. 18 at 55, B potential. I'm good with that pick. Bill Ullman is a disappointment. Great overall at that age, but a D instead of a C potential. Fuck. Orlando Batista, also disappointing as a D potential. But a big steal late in the draft. Third baseman Juan Reyes. 54 overall at 18 with an A potential. So we both had pretty interesting drafts. I mean, shit, I ended up with two D potential guys that are both like 70 overall. There's a chance it'll be a pretty weird draft across the board. I don't think either of us had a nightmare draft. Let's look around the league. Cleveland, not a single B potential player for Cleveland. Detroit, only one B potential player. That's Chris Buechner, 54 at 18's okay. But again, he is their only like okay player in terms of high-end potential. Kansas City, Manuel Sachin, solid. 66 at 21 is solid. No other B potential guys. Minnesota, Justin Hall. I don't regret going for my closer over Justin Hall at all. Hall's solid as a catcher, but that's a good pick for them, though. And then Charles James, also solid. 66 overall, 21 B potential. This is the 2000 NBA draft of baseball. So far, it's looking that way. Houston, oh my God. Best player is Adam Lawrence, 56 and 19, B potential. Honestly, the majority of first rounders so far have been okay at best. The Angels, not a single B potential player. Some decent overalls at C, but again, not a single B potential guy. Oakland, oh my God. Not a single B potential player on Oakland. Jesus. Seattle gets starter Marco Cortez, who they took 2nd overall. Solid. 1968 overall. A potential. That's a really good pick for them. Really good pick for them. Texas with Mickey Bradley, who they took 3rd overall. Very good. 21, 71 overall. A potential. Very good. However, that's not the only good pick potentially. Robert Maeda, great pick. 66 overall at 18, B potential. Woodward, 55 overall at 22 is a bit low. Does have the A potential, but again, he's still like 20 points away from being usable. Atlanta, Jesus Christ. Oh, there was Chris Masters. He was okay, but what a horrible draft for Atlanta. Miami, not a great first rounder. Michael McVay is a good reliever. Rob Dwyer, also a good reliever, so 2 good relief picks. The Mets, Antonio Franco is okay. 62 at 21, it's okay. Philly did not sign their first round pick. They landed 49 overall reliever Kyle Trout. That overall is way too low, man. Even at 19. Washington, Jose Gonzalez, solid pick. 1964, 89. That's good. No other B potentials, though. Minefield of a draft. The Cubs. Jesus. Donnie Joe's way too low of an overall at 23 years old. This was a bad draft overall. Good Lord. There's the first overall pick. We knew he'd be good. My scout said as much. Doyle John. How I wish, how I wish. They also ended up with Jose Francisco, who's a player you guys were debating getting. Solid. 59 at 18 is not bad. And then Jason Moeller, 49 overall at 18 is low, but he does have a good potential. Milwaukee, Nick O'Neill, great pick. 72 overall at 21. Seth Morris, 70 overall at 19. Another great pick. Even Reyes has a good overall. Otavio Rich is only a 47. Decent draft, though, for Milwaukee. That's one of the better classes we've seen. Pittsburgh, Jesus Christ. Not much going on in Pittsburgh. As per usual. Not much going on in St. Louis. 48 overall, Oliver Beach. Again, we didn't have our best drafts, respectively, but we both had one of the better classes. Tremendous pick for Arizona. I think that was top 10. Aaron Zavala. 77 overall at 21 years old. Only has a B, but I mean, obviously he's MLB ready. Alfonso Maderos was someone I was electing choosing. He wasn't that great. Gary Kreisa. Kreisa? Gary Scheisse. He's okay. He's okay. 55 and 19. And then Pablo Villasmil, only a 53 at 22. That's pretty bad. Of course, your Rockies, the Armas disappointment, man. That's a shame. The Dodgers, nobody great. Dodgers might finally be falling here. San Diego, Ted Bastar, who is solid. 68 at 21. No other B potential guys, though. San Fran, Tommy Noseworthy. He was like 5th overall or something like that. Top 10 at least. Great pick. 18, 65 overall, A potential. They also got another solid project starter in Jose Cordero. Elliot Fernandez is an okay project catcher. Cabrera, that overall is pretty low. But honestly, in terms of potentials, that's probably the best class right there. Baltimore with Edmund Corona. Good pick. Good pick. Sean Best, also a good pick. Project, but good pick. Oh, Boston. Rob Stevenson, 59 at 18. Rough draft for the Red Sox. The Yankees. Harvey Valentine, 48 overall at 18. Not a great draft for them either. You'll love to see it. Tampa with Pablo Andino. Project, 59 at 19. 64 at 19 for Nieves. Solid. 59 at 21 for Alleman. And Salazar. Big steal there, Adrian Salazar. 54 overall at 18. Good draft for Tampa. Good draft for Tampa. Blue Jays. Yikes. Not a good draft for the Blue Jays. So there you go. Overall, again, we didn't do too bad, all things considered. It was another draft class where the quality left a bit to be desired. An interesting one. Now, we do have the contract extensions to wonder about now. So let's take a look here. First and foremost, Drew Romo. You can still have him for dirt cheap through his arbitration years. Yeah, there you go. You got Drew Romo as at least a backup catcher. I'm a Mac. He's a PC. You might as well keep the... Well, I mean, as a backup at $2.2 million through the arbitration years, that's not bad. You might even be able to get him at 1.7. Yeah, there you go. Good deal there. Warming Bernabel. It says he's arbitration eligible, but I don't see it in the bottom right. He's been a backup for you guys, wanting $7.8 million. So, I mean, he's been good this year in limited time at the plate, but that'll be an off-season decision. Shout out to Crashy Andrews. What a man. Anthony Volpe. That's the big one. $22 million. Is that a stat line worthy of a $22 million contract? I'd argue with the defense he brings, it probably is worth it. What does he want? Oh, he wants a raise, chat. He wants not $22 million, he wants $32, nearly $33 million. He used you as a catapult to cash out in the offseason. Jorge Mateo. To be honest, you guys are probably going to want to bring him back. Let's see. Who else do you have at shortstop? You're going to want to bring back Mateo for the year if he's not too expensive to be a depth shortstop and then find a starter in the offseason. You're going to want to bring back Mateo as long as he's not too expensive, like we said. $2 to $3 million. You might as well overspend. Like you need a backup shortstop. It's a bit of money, but otherwise, whoever you bring in the off season to play shortstop, if they get injured, you're probably fucked. Dose doesn't play shortstop. Bernabel doesn't play shortstop. Cawley does. You could rely on Cameron Cawley, I guess, to be that depth option. So if you want to save money, honestly, it's not a bad idea, actually. You probably could let go of Mateo and run with Cameron Cawley as the backup shortstop, even if he's out of position. So that would save you some money, at least. I'd wait on Mateo for now. Wyatt Langford. Playoff hero at times. You get a look at his stat lines over the last couple of seasons. He's 29 years old. He wants a mid-teens amount of money. Do you, in fact, give that man his money? Chat seems to think he has to give him the money. So the big question will be term, and we'll throw it to a vote here. A 1-year deal, a 2-year deal, 3, 4, or 5. And we'll see what you guys think. How long do you go for Langford? If you want it to be a 2+1, then vote for 3 years, obviously. If you want it to be a 3+1, vote for 4 years. For the pitchers, you got the youngsters. Worth paying Moorhead Longwood now. I mean, he made the All-Star game this year. Especially if you can save a little bit of money. He does not want that long a term, so you'll be able to save a good amount of money. And then Rusty T. Shackelford. Try to do the same thing. Give him the bullpen spot to try and save even more. There you go. Rusty did take the long-term deal. Ian Hamilton. He's 35. He's starting to decline. He has 12 innings pitched this year. He has gotten floored this season. So if you don't want to re-sign Ian Hamilton, I understand he hasn't been that great. And then Berea has been in AAA this year where he's dominated. He wants 800K. There's no reason to not sign Berea. He's going to have to go to arbitration to get that deal, but Berea's probably going back. But yeah, Hamilton, I understand if you don't want to sign. So again, the vote is the term for Wyatt Langford. Right now, 3 years is winning. And we'll see if that is the deal. I know you guys typically like to go for that club option. A max offer would be $16.1 million on a 2+1. That would likely be the deal to bring back Langford, who has been arguably your best player the last couple of years. See him into his early 30s, and that contract is going to win. You could go a little bit cheaper if you wanted to, but it is always nice to sign someone for the max money that they're interested in, just for the sake of their player morale. Players like to get paid what they feel like they deserve. So, I mean, I could go cheap really quickly just to see. You're not going to save that much. Yeah, see, he wants more. So, worth a shot, but there you go. Langford's there. Hunter Brown, now 32 years old. See, 9-4 this year with a 4.11 ERA, 3.37 FIP. He's having a really good year. Only wants 11 mil, goes up towards the middle teens. You could do like a 1+1 for him. Could do a 1+1. A max interest offer, however, would equate to $15.6 million a year. Again, max interest, you might be able to get him for less, but probably not. $15.6 million a year for 2 more years for Hunter Brown, who again has been pretty solid in his time in Colorado for 2 out of the 3 years. Last year he wasn't so good, but he's returned to form here. Any disagreement on the Hunter Brown contract? He's getting better with age, too. He's up to an 88. Going once. Going twice. And sold. He wants even more money. You got to go up to probably 16 million even. Does that change any opinions? Now that you know he wants $16 million, does that change any opinions? All right, let's see. There it is. Hunter Brown's back. Ryan Rolison, who was an all-star this year. He's been okay. The defense has bailed him out a little bit. What would it be? Whoo, 5 to 6 mil. 5 to 6, maybe even approaching 7 mil for Rolison, who is declining. That's probably a revisit in the offseason to see if he's changed his mind. That is quite a bit of money. Forrest Whitley, who is also in heavy decline at 33 years old, has also been pretty bad this year. So we'll hold off on those two. So right now, chat planning on letting go of Anthony Volpe. Bernabell's a toss-up. We'll see what happens there. For myself, what do I got here? Sammy Rodriguez at second. I can't let him go anywhere, just in case. All right, Sammy's back. Tommy Troy. You have also just been kind of mid, like your Colson Montgomery. You're good defensively, but you just can't deliver at the plate like I want you to. Karnitz is only 24. So, I mean, I can't let him go, especially if I can get him on this contract. Jesus Christ. This would be insane to get him for that cheap. Wow. And Carlos Ballesteros at 26. I'm willing to overspend a little bit now. There we go. So Tommy Troy, I don't think I'm going to sign him. I'm going to probably let him go, just like I let go of Colson Montgomery. Eloy Jimenez, is still fucking crushing it. Check him for steroids, man. He's getting better with age. I don't understand it. The man's getting better with age. I'm keeping him around. I don't even care. I'll go up to 9 million. There we go. Keeping that man around. Dominic Fletcher. He's fallen off a little bit. How much money do you want, Dom? Not much, to be honest, you know? I'm willing to stay loyal to you here, Dom. Okay, I said not much. It's getting to be kind of expensive at 14 million a year. But he is still really good defensively. I'm going to keep him around. And then Gavin Sheets. He's not currently starting. He hasn't been amazing at the plate. I'm going to hold off on Gavin Sheets for now. Geronimo. One of my initial signings. Not going to be able to save much money on you, I'm sure. 3.7. There we go. Okay, so just Tommy Troy and Gavin Sheets, who will be the two that I will be waiting for. For now, we're good to move forward. White Sox, 7 games up on the Twins. The Rockies, a game and a half back of the Padres. I'm kind of afraid to fuck with anything here, so I'm not going to, at least through August. Let's see what happens. You know, I said that. We started losing more games than we've been winning. September 1st, White Sox, 9 games up in the AL Central. Could it finally be my time to make the playoffs? The Rockies, 2 games up on the Padres. I feel like we're both at this point sooner than we thought we'd be in the timeline. Then again, it's not a full draft of glory, so I guess it makes sense. In terms of September call-ups, let's take a look at your roster. Romo's still been the better catcher at the plate. Yeah, Big Max. Andrew still gets to be the starter there. First base. No changes to make there in terms of like the minor leagues or anything like that. I mean, Hunter Goodman's been a fine enough backup. Second base, you're doing fine there. Could bump up Nieves, but who cares? Cash considerations is now higher rated than Warming Bernabel. So, I mean, is Cash on the 40-man? Yes, he is. Worth calling up Cash for September, more than likely. Again, Brett Beatty is signed through next season. I think you have a clear option. Get rid of Bernabel this year. Beatty's deal's up. Cash is your guy from there. There's really nothing to worry about from that point. Shortstop. Volpe's still doing the job for you. You don't need another AA option because Fister's there. Langford, Mountain Oyster. The other option, instead of cash considerations, would be Buck Wild, who's fucking crushing it at the AAA level. Or even Jordan Beck, or former Bat Boy. To be honest, it might be worth just leaving considerations and Buck Wild in AAA for the rest of the year. Let them just keep dominating. Call up like Tug McGroin from double or Jordan Beck from triple. Any disagreements on calling up old Tuggers? You got to have your 2 September call-ups anyway. Any disagreements on old Tuggers? They got to make the playoffs in AAA. Haven't checked, but they might. I mean, I'd imagine they would if they got 2 players of that higher rated doing well. It's actually a good question about cash considerations. Let's see. Standings. Isotopes. I don't believe are going to make it. 11 games back in their division. So yeah, the Isotopes actually aren't going to make it. Maybe I do call up Cash then. Let him get accustomed to it. It shouldn't affect his send downs because you won't have to send him down. It's once the regular season's over, it doesn't matter. Makes all the sense in the world then to call up Cash. Get him a taste of the majors. I mean, he's going to be the backup next year. So there you go. And then pitching wise, Wow, Duvall's down to a 75. Tony Santillan has been okay in triple, not amazing. Vaughn's got better numbers. He's not on the 40-man, though, so you don't want to burn that. Yeah, Santillan hasn't been particularly good. We do know that Berea has been very good for you guys in AAA, though. He's still on the 40-man. That's probably the call-up that's worth it. Mezit and Orangelo hasn't been particularly good. Yeah, I think you guys are good with Berea. That's just the obvious move. If there was anybody to put it to a vote, I would, but pretty obvious. For myself here, then, what do I got? I'm a little bit afraid to make changes. Man, even Jefferson Caro's not doing well at the plate. Son of a bitch. Whatever. It's just defense first catchers at this stage. Ooh, Elvin. Not quite on the 40-man, but Elvin Garrison's going to be ready for me next year to be the starter. That is great news. I don't want he and Chavez on the same roster right now, so let's get Gladney to be the backup in AAA. We'll drop Chavez down to double. Let him tear it up there. Second base, nothing to really change. O'Neill's not on the 40-man yet. So let's call up Lopez there. Third base, yeah, Kath and Ramos are the big problems. Neither are particularly great at third base. I don't really see how I'm going to win with either of them being the starter. All right, how do I want to manage that? Because I have the trio of shortstops. I could also... I don't want to add Elvin Garrison to the 40-man yet. I don't want to burn that year. So, both Kath and Ramos are going down. I'll put Neil McGrath in double. Put Castillo in double as well. So then, Fritz, welcome back to the majors. Karnitz, welcome back to the majors. We'll put... Ooh, Lantigua went up to a B. Let's go. So we'll get Lantigua in AAA. We'll get Balladares in AAA. Double for those two. That works. Left field. Not much to change them. At least that service clock. I'll put them on the... I know. I don't even want to deal with it because next year, if next year isn't the first year that I have to put him on the 40-man, then I don't want to in case there's a free agent that I elect to sign instead. You know, the best free agent in the league could be available. I could sign him for a year or two. If one of us doesn't win the World Series this year, which could absolutely happen from the looks of it. All right, David Walker, we got to move you down to single A. And then for the pitching staff, how's Geronimo done? Well, very well. Zapata hasn't been too bad. He is on the 40-man. Oh, man, Dwayne Underwood's cooked. Shea Vesia has actually been really good. His defense has let him down. Honestly, it looks like my frickin' bullpen has finally started pitching to the caliber that my bullpen should have been able to for the last couple of seasons. That's very good news. Xavier Reagan, holy shit. Well, you're ready to cook, aren't you? Come on up to the major leagues, my man. Holy hell. Yeah, I've just gotten great pitching with the exception of Grant Taylor from the looks of it. He hasn't been great, but... so let's see. Who else is on the 40-man here that I can call up? And then from double A, I just got to bump a couple of dudes up to triple, basically. I also got those dudes on waivers still. 40-man. Who else can I bump up? Corey Lee. Fuck it. Why not? And Jake Adair or Jared Kelly. I feel better about Jared Kelly. Beautiful. All right, so those guys didn't get claimed on waivers. What the hell's my roster looking like then? Hell of a lot of pitchers this September. Hell of a lot of pitchers. Lineup-wise, just playing third. Fritz Grant with Tommy Troy at short. That's the best situation for me right now. So, I'm good with this. I'm good with it. Let's see. 8.5 up for me. 2.5 up for Chat's Rockies. Let's go to the following Sunday. I now have to call somebody up. Oh, Christ. Who was injured? Was anybody injured? I guess not. What else can I call up here then? It says I'm on 28 though. That's weird. That's really weird that it says I only... It says I have 28 on the right side here. But the game's saying I only have... Oh, the Rockies. That makes sense. There we go. Christ. Oh, Wyatt Langford just tore his hamstring. This game might actually hate you. This game might actually hate you. Chat now only half a game up on the Padres, who do have the top wild card spot. The White Sox 5 away from clinching a division title for the very first time in this timeline. We'll go another week ahead. The White Sox, for the first time in this timeline, the Chicago White Sox are going to the playoffs. Thank God. Thank God. The division title is ours for the very first time. For Chat, they're now 2 games up on the Padres and make it 3 years in a row that Chat will head to the playoffs. The question is, will it be as a wild card team or as a division winner? It's down to you and San Diego. But for the very first time, both of our teams are heading to the playoffs. As my AAA club, despite being 8 games over, did not make the playoffs. My AA club didn't make it. Or your AA or AAA club. None of our minor league teams made the playoffs. So it comes down to this. The White Sox with the division win. For Chat, as long as you don't lose your final 3 games, it should be your first division title. It's against San Diego as well. As long as you don't lose out, the division title's yours. 1 win is all it takes. And there it is. For the very first time, not only have Chat won the division title, they have clinched the best record in the National League. It'll be a first-round bye for the Rockies. The most successful season that either of us have had, as the White Sox will be taking on the Yankees in the ALDS, and the Rockies, well, you don't know who you're playing yet. It comes down to the winner of the wild card round. Oh, in fairness, it's wild card for me, not ALDS. So it's Houston, Boston, Chicago, New York, LA, and Tampa. On the other side, San Diego, Milwaukee. You'll play the winner of that as the Mets play the Cards. So Chat gets a first round bye. I have to get through the Yankees in a best of 3. I just missed out on that 2 seed and a first round bye thanks to Tampa in the AL East. What a crazy run this season. 93 wins for the Rockies was enough to be the top team. The Reds were the next highest with 90 wins. For myself, I would have needed 90 wins. Too short to escape the wild card round. Wow. Well, obviously, we'll be taking a look at our own individual statistics leading into the playoffs, but first and foremost, let's take a look at the award winners. The NL MVP ended up being Gunnar Henderson. I can't disagree with that either because of the batting average. He had a great year. Shout out to Robert Bolich, the 2nd overall steal of all steals. AL MVP goes to Oakland's Spencer Torkelson. Maybe I fucking should have signed him. I tried to sign, or I didn't try to sign Torque. I did try to sign Jordan back in the day. It should have been Jordan based on average. AL Cy Young goes to Nick Lodolo of the Angels. No disagreement with that. He was phenomenal. NL Cy Young goes to Atlanta's Hurston Waldrop. No disagreement with that. He was also fantastic. NL batting title to Nolan Shanana. Mills calls him, of course. Makes me laugh every time. Yeah, he had a 358 average. That's insane. AL batting title goes to Juan Soto, who still has, yes, amount of time left on his contract in Oakland. What a signing that was for him. AL reliever of the year, Emmanuel Lacrosse. And yeah, no disagreements with that. Shout out to Brian Abreu, who finished third for me, though. Not bad. NL reliever of the year goes to Trevor Rogers, who you guys did not sign as a free agent last year. He wins it over Romero and John Magana. The streak has been broken. NL rookie of the year goes to Philadelphia's Byron Flynn. As the AL rookie of the year goes to Tampa Bay's William Kwan, the year after William Chon. And Hank Aaron Award winners Jordan and Nolan Shanana. Dollander almost won a Gold Glove. Ethan Salas won a Gold Glove for me at catcher. Fuck. I told you he was a Gold Glove caliber catcher. It's just, can he fucking hit? He did have his best statistical season at the plate. Fuck, I might not be able to get rid of him. It might depend on what he wants. I do have an option for him next year. Let's see, any other award winners? Manzardo finished second for first base, Gold Glove. Jacob Gonzalez finished third at second base. Make that 3 straight years of Andreas Jimenez. Any other award winners for us? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, not too worried about the Silver Slugger. Playoffs for the first time, chat. This could really be the year, especially with you guys having that first round bye. No Dodgers in the playoffs. I have a hunch this is going to be the final season.